Hello.
First of all, that that intro music is lit. Okay.
Welcome to another episode of MashUp TV.
Happy
Happy Mashup.
Monday.
Yes.
We here.
We are.
We
We here. We
here.
live. We live.
Baby, people been asking me for the past week. They be like, "How you doing?" I just say, "I'm here." That's all I
I
got. I'm here.
understand that. I feel like, every day is we here. We
We here.
here. We made it through another day. God is good. We're, just being present. I say every day that, I feel like, here's my thing, Brian.
Talk to
Like,
me. Let's go.
especially like kind of, and I feel like we're already like we haven't been doing it like our
We
church
already did.
announcement, but then like we're already into the
Well,
conversation.
sometimes they do the church announcement towards the end of the service. I don't know. Let me
Uh
know.
huh. This might be one of those things, but one of the things I do to manage stress and stuff is I think about what is happening right now. And I think about right now, Joe Biden is still president. Right now,
Hmm.
everything is still okay. We are not in a serious war. We're okay right now. Now, how it's going to be in 2, 3 months? Not exactly sure,
Hmm.
but we'll get to that when we get to that. And I'm grateful for where we are right now, and
Hmm.
I'm grateful that the world is not burning down.
My God. Well, that's an interesting, optimistic perspective of your today. And some people today there is an unspoken war that undeclared unspoken war that is already in session is moving. We talk about our HBCUs that are getting these weird random text messages, and that spirit that we were hoping wouldn't come back. um for some it feels like that war has started already, and so but
Yeah,
hopefully we can in this show uh try to bring some type of peace and
yeah,
bring a good light to the darkness.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what? Let's pause because we almost got tapped in and we didn't do any church announcements. What we got going on, Jerry? Actually, this past weekend in Memphis, Tennessee,
Yes.
we took the Holiness Project on the road. Can you please talk to us about Holiness Project Memphis?
Yes, we had an amazing time. So, it is Kojic Convocation happening in Memphis this past week. And in honor of the Kojic Convocation, we had a Holiness Project in Memphis, Tennessee. It was a beautiful event. This was an event where we talked about affirming theology. We created a safe space for queer people, for people of color. We talked about God and the journey to God as a queer person. We had two trans women on the panel. We had Bishop Darnell Gooch join us, and we was hosted by Wayne Taft, who is a preacher out of Birmingham. It was really good. And it Chef Eli, who is a queer man of color, who's a chef in Memphis, catered the brunch for us. It was really great, and we had it at Cosset Library. But it was beautiful, man. And this is our first time doing something like this in Memphis, and it's so interesting because Memphis is if you have ever been in Memphis, Memphis is one of those places where there's a church on every corner.
Hmm.
So, especially like most black people in Memphis are very tied to the church. Most queer people are like always in church. So, we are church folks. And I mean, we had some church in that space. It was beautiful. Charmaine Tyrell came and blessed us with music, and child, he flowed in between Jill Scott to Fred Hammond.
Come
Child,
on.
it was good. It was good, man. So, I'm so glad we had that. And big ups to Headliners 901 for helping us to plan the event.
Shout
They
out.
a lot, they, amazing. And there's a lot of other things happening in Memphis this week after that. So I know like if you are in Memphis, and you're looking for other career affirming spaces, there is so many things happening this week. This Friday, the headliners are doing a the transition of masculinity event. I believe that's the name of it.
Trans girls rock.
No, no, no.
No, it's different.
Transition of masculinity. Yeah, it's a
Oh, okay, okay, okay. I'm
it's a,
sorry.
it's an event on masculinity and the transition of masculinity, modern masculinity.
Okay,
No,
okay.
it's called queering masculinity. That's the name
Queering.
of it. Yes,
Okay,
it's
wait.
happening this Friday. Let me try to get my phone out and
Yes.
actually tell what the actual name of the event. That's happening this Friday, with headliners, and then also We Care Tennessee, who Jasmine Tasaki, who was on the panel this Sunday. She is putting on their um, annual event, Trans Girls Rock, is
Okay.
happening this Sunday, I believe. So that is going to be beautiful as well, and definitely things to look up to, like participate in, and we're really grateful. Look at that. Look, I have production that this time. I'm in Memphis, and
Okay.
I have a production assistant around, so we're grateful for that.
Come on. Come on. I
um,
love it. I love it.
but like, we're really okay. So the event is happening this Friday at 11 a.m. Korean masculinity. That is happening with headliners 901. It's happening at 4159 Willow Lake Boulevard. It's going to be a panel of Jasper Joyner, Malachi Allen, Phoenix Powell, and Will Ryder. You do not want to miss that. That's going to be a
Okay.
beautiful event. I love it. We have some Black and some Latino representation on that. That's going to be really beautiful. And then we're this Sunday. Trans Girl Rock is happening at 662, 6662 Winchester Road, at 6 p.m. So a beautiful event. I went to that last year. My first time going. It was a great time. I believe that's where I saw Mariah the Goat, who blessed us and did the
Okay.
gospel performance this Sunday. So if you're in Memphis, you should check out those events.
I love it. First of all, you gave some real good church announcements. When you give addresses and stuff like that, that's a church announcement. But I really love, I really love that we are connecting more. You're from Memphis, so you know
Yeah.
that community. But I'm glad that we are connecting more with our Memphis community because even more than ever, child, we're gonna need each other, okay? And
Look,
so that community coalition building is beautiful to witness and see. So I hate I couldn't be down there, this
we
weekend.
missed you, brother.
Yes.
We missed you, brother. And I was just so glad that I got to use your words. That
Come
your
on.
your presence was there. Your presence was there.
Okay, period, period. But my physical body was turning up at the good old Tuskegee University homecoming this past weekend. Okay,
Oh, how was that?
period.
How was
It was
that?
beautiful. Despite what people have seen on the news about some of the stuff that went on down there, that had nothing to do with the students,
Mm,
that had nothing to do with the alumni, had nothing to do with faculty and staff. Just some crazy people who be crazy, and then of course the news will spin it and make it look like it's associated with the university. But when I tell you, it was just I heard it was probably like over 10,000 people there, probably more than that.
wow.
Packed. It was just like a beautiful sea of blackness and community and love. You know what? I got a message like being down there this past weekend, I don't even think anybody talked about the election. Like we literally were just so
Mm,
happy to be in each other's presence that it gave me so much hope for how we move forward, which is like the topic of today's discussion. Like I think we're as a people, and I want to be very specific because I want to talk about black people. We
mhm.
as black people have to stick together. We
We
have
do.
to be unified, and if we continue to show each other love within our community, I believe that the path forward is going to be very bright. So I know that message sounds like the message that you go at the end of this show, but I just wanted to start there because just me coming from Tuskegee Homecoming, I feel like that's the spirit I'm going to carry through these uncertain times for sure.
Hey, so. and that's like the thing that's important. Like at the end of the day, no matter who's in office, the important
Mhm,
thing is like that we build community and
mhm,
we stay in community. And I think like even more so in like tough times, like this is the time for us to really band together because in order for us to live well, for us to survive, these
child.
times we have to band together. We have to, reach across the aisle. We have to, we have to be tight. And
Mhm,
I think we think about like even when we think about like tougher times, especially during the civil rights movement, during segregation, the way that Black people did well, the way that we like found happiness and joy was that we stuck together. We built and we created safe spaces. We created ways for us to hear our voices. We put together things. We made sure that we were fed. We educated each other. We shared knowledge, and that that's it's important for us to do this. That's why we do this work. Honestly, this is what we're doing. We're trying to connect people and just trying to build community, trying to make sure that you know there's some outlet. You
mhm.
know,
Yeah,
we have ways to connect.
can I share one thing though?
Oh
I
yeah, come on.
when I was at Tuskegee homecoming this past weekend, do you know I had someone come up to me and I just literally I didn't even know she followed MashUp, but we went to school together,
Hmm.
and she let me know. She said, I watch MashUp TV live. I watch her show, and I love it." And I was like, "What? What?" What? And they do work down in Mobile, Alabama, and
I
was like,
really,
was like, I wanted to invite us to come down there and check them out. So like, I hope we get to Mobile, Alabama, and connect and do community down there. I'm telling you, community is gonna be so important coming up. Like, that's to me, that's the message today. It's
yeah,
community, you
community.
know. But we are already kind of in the topic, Jerry. You all see the title. It's the post-election results topic. How do we move forward? The path ahead, and really, we're already into the conversation. And so, Jerry, I just want to ask you, even though we've kind of already there, you know, after the election results, given uh, just the intersection of being black and also being queer.
Mm.
Um, Although we are optimistic and we know community is what's going to carry us through, do you have any concerns at all? Like, how do you feel, even maybe not for yourself, but like, what have you been hearing that maybe some of the concerns of our community?
I think I am concerned that things are going to get harder for us to access things. I'm concerned about funding for, career programs. I'm concerned about funding for people with HIV and AIDS. I'm concerned about, medical advancement. We're already seeing women lose rights to reproductive services and life-saving measures. Do you realize like that in Texas, like the mortality rate for women has gone up for pregnant women has gone up to like 40, almost 50%,
That's
like
wild.
since they have like put in place like these abortion like things, like women are dying,
That's so
like
crazy.
literally dying almost every day because of these laws. And I don't think people really realize that. So I think there's a lot of things and that we can be worried about. And we have to be mindful about as we go forward. And I think even more important like than before, like local elections, like the things that's happening on the local like level is more important because we can't depend on the federal government to protect us, protect our rights.
Hmm.
So like we gonna have to fight a lot harder on the local level to make sure that we have the rights and the things that we need. So that's some of the things I'm kind of concerned about.
Yeah, we
What
had.
about you?
Well, listen, we had somebody comment said prep is going to be next. Lord have mercy.
Let's
That,
not.
that's not
Hopefully
what
not.
that's not what we need. Somebody said it's not over. Something is going to happen. I'm not sure what they referencing, but hopefully what's going to happen is that we just, come together and, stand 10 toes down. Well, to answer the question that's on the table, I feel like I haven't had a moment where I just broke down yet, which is number
Mm,
one. I thought I was going to break down. I took one day and just didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to meet. I had one meeting on the calendar the next day, and I was just off camera, not even tapped in. Um, but as I've been really thinking, my concern that I hope is not going to be a concern, but I just really want to see more hope in this area is really within the Black community. And I know we are an organization that is focused on, people of color who are also have the identities and queerness. Um, but my concern is how do we as Black people stick together? How do we
mm,
connect better? Because if we look across the board, it seems like many different groups, and again, these are Brian's thoughts, okay? It's not mashup thoughts,
mhm,
but Brian
mhm,
thoughts.
mhm,
Many different groups seem to really get how to come together and support one another. They know how to organize and say, This is how we're going to band together, and this is what we're going to vote on collectively, and this is how we're going to fight for each other." um, Whatever that looks like. And my concern is that we as Black people will not be able to press forward until Black people fully embrace queer people of color,
mm,
Black queer people. Until we see our own people as human beings, then we will never be able to press forward. Like I almost hear me out. We can talk about how the outside, hates us, and how we can talk about racism and all that kind of stuff, but inside the family, what do we need to fix first? Because I really
mm,
believe that we're stronger together. But we will not be able to, I feel like we will not be able to move forward, Jerry, until straight Black people, our heterosexual community, fully embrace us. Fully embrace us. And when I say fully embrace us, I mean when we see a Black trans person get murdered or something happens, we need to show up as a community the same way we would show up for George Floyd. You know what I'm
yeah, for
saying?
sure.
When we see a Black gay person, somebody is demonized them and want to fight them because of their how they carry themselves, or their gender identity or gender expression. No, we need more straight Black men allies to step up and be like, no, that's not right. You know what I'm saying? We need our mothers to be supportive of our sons. Like, it's so much that we need to do. Somebody say amen, and that's correct. I know it's correct. We're not gonna be able to move forward until our community, our Black community, comes together. That's where I'm at. So I don't know what that looks like. I don't know how we build around that. I definitely think that the Black LGBT community needs to come together to figure out how we definitely support one another, but also to figure out what our message is to our own community. I'm gonna stop there because I know this has been left from the topic, but I feel like that's how we move forward. So what you got?
So, I mean, I agree, but I think it's especially in like times like this, one thing about this election, this political thing is like it has divided us so much. And you have like these things. How do you how do you reach across and how do we really start building these alliances and heal, especially for like some of our Black brothers and sisters who voted for the other side?
Hmm.
Like how do we start that conversation? Like how do like what do you think is the thing? Because we're over here almost grieving. They happy. Like what how do we
Jerry, you don't want me to answer this question. Because if I really want to go, I really feel like we might need to start even in the holiness project. You know what I'm saying? Like when we talk about us being in spaces that don't affirm us, we have people who I'm sure were at the Koji convention who identify as queer, but are giving their money to institutions that do not turn around and support them and do not turn around and love them. And so why are we giving our tithes and offering to places that don't affirm us, that don't love us, that support us, that throw us to the garbage can, the garbage trash can? I don't get that. And so I think that the way that we move forward is, number one, we're going to have to really make a loud statement, and I feel like it's not giving our monies towards people who don't support us, and that includes the black church. What I say wrong? Did I say something wrong? Until they start
I
supporting
don't.
us. What I
I
say
mean,
wrong?
you're
Somebody
not
said
wrong.
somebody said that part. Come on.
You're not wrong. I think you are like exactly right. But it's interesting because like to be honest, a lot of these places like the black church, I mean the church is declining. Like as an overall institution, people don't go to church as much.
Hmm.
And and even but the thing is, and I think this election uh is indicative of this, where like the people or the old ways that are declining, because they feel that they're declining, they are pushing back in a lot of ways. So, a lot of people are not happy with,
Hmm.
the change in, how we look at gender. They're not happy at, the proliferation of gay rights. They're not happy with the ease of access for abortion.
Hmm.
And now they're fighting back and be like, oh no, take us back to these places, take us back to these old times.
Hmm.
And they're seeing their churches dying. The white people are seeing less white people being born. They're seeing more brown people, and they don't like it. They see more black brown people in spaces, and they don't like it. And now like they're pushing back, even though we've stopped supporting them,
Hmm.
and are moving towards different areas. you know they're like pushing back extra hard.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be interesting, kind of like, I hear you and say like, oh, we got to stop doing that. And like some of us have,
Hmm.
and which is kind of the reason why they so mad right now.
Hmm. Yeah, someone in the comments. Oh, these comments are coming in tonight. We on fire. They said the money will make them notice. It's sad but true. Someone said we
Mm.
need to become child centered and create an environment that supports every child, so that each child grows up and is seen as valued as the individual. Stop shame from childhood trauma before it
Ooh,
starts. Yes, 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 yes. I
I
mean,
love that. I love
listen,
that. That's
listen.
a different way of that's a different way
That
of
that is.
raising humans, though.
I'm gonna have to screenshot that because I want to make sure we come back to that for sure after this. But
But that's also interesting because it's like I love that statement. It's like,
mhm,
raising humans in a different way and like
mhm,
teaching them about love and stop like shame and stuff. So like people won't grow up with like these like weird shame things about sexuality and gender and like all these standards and stuff. But the big people that don't want us to raise children like that. They want to keep. They don't even want us to teach children about racism.
no, they don't. They don't want us even. They don't even want to teach people. They don't want to teach kids in school that there are people who are different than them. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw something that said something about uh, I can't even. I don't even know what they called it, but basically anything that would even teach other kids that trans people exist or gay people exist, just letting them know that other people other besides them exist, is like no, we cannot talk about it. Like these kids don't have don't have phones and access to learn about everything, and so why not teach them the proper way, because they're going to learn about it in other spaces. You know what I'm saying? So like I don't understand like how we even start to teach them when they are removing any language that is about us from the kids' education.
It doesn't make sense. I'm like, cause like, so like, how are you protecting these? I mean, it makes zero sense. Just because you don't teach something in school doesn't mean that children aren't going to learn about it.
Come on.
And if they're like learning through about it only through TV and through the internet, they may not be learning it in a proper way with good
Hmm.
lens. Like, so like a good example is like in Tennessee, they can only talk about abstinence in public schools. Like you can't teach sex education. You can't teach children about how to put on condoms. Why aren't we teaching children about HIV and AIDS and teach them about PrEP and stuff? There's no reason why kids should not come out of high school understanding what PrEP and like how a person contracts HIV. Like that, like that doesn't like why aren't we talking about sex education and stuff? So like these kids are like you're pretending like telling them not to have sex, but they going in the bathroom
The
or they
locker
sitting in
room,
class
the gym
and
room.
on Twitter. watching porn. They seeing like they're like classmates making porn and put it on TV, and like they're like reenacting this shit that they seen on TV or seen on the internet, and don't know that they're endangering themselves. Like you see all these people having raw sex on the internet, but you don't know that these people probably taking doxy or whatever the fuck they doing, or they on prep, and now you up here fucking raw because you think that's normal because you see it on the internet because ain't nobody taught you shit. I mean, I'm just saying it's crazy. I'm sorry. There was a
No,
whole rant.
listen. This is we have the right to rant today. Okay, we have the right to rant today. Listen, it's gonna be an interesting path ahead. So far we've talked about we need to build coalition together. We need to build more community. We talked about what does it look like to hold our own Black community responsible. We talked about what does it look like to take funds out of school. We talked about how do we have conversations with kids. Are we missing anything, Jared? Like what? Like okay, so let's just paint the picture, right? Inauguration that we know right now that Biden still president. Taylor laugh. Biden still president. Kamala is still vice president. Become MLK, and I just can't even believe this going the inauguration gonna happen on MLK Day. It just doesn't even make sense to me. But MLK Day inauguration, transition of power. What's our plan of action? What's the
I don't
plan?
know, brother.
People keep saying this thing, and I saw this big argument where everybody was like, the God is in control, and I am not coming against that because God, you are in control. But I also know like faith without works is dead. That's what I heard. That's I don't know the Bible, but I heard that. So we got the faith part down. God is in control. Yes. What are the works? What's the works? And the only if there was a thing that I think about, I just feel like can I just be real honest? My hope one day
Mm.
is that we will be able to work ourselves in this work that we're doing, in this ministry work with MashUp, that we can work ourselves out of a job. But the way the world is going, I don't see that happening anytime soon, which is frustrating because Jerry, I want to retire I would love to retire by 45. Okay. That would be nice for us to retire by 45 and say, we did our part, the world has changed, and now we can move on and I can go like, do something else. I don't know. But the way it's looking like we're gonna be doing this work until we're 85. So I don't
You
know.
know what? You could claim that for yourself,
I'm
love. That is not my calling. That is not what God has in store for me,
I know that's
honey.
right. I know
That
that's
is not
right.
happening over here.
I
And
know.
and Tevin said not with the spiritual bypassing, because I mean, and really that's a good point because
Hmm.
I think because we talk about faith, and I really think at the end of the day, faith is what we need, and
Yeah.
like it's really kind of what it's going to get us through. Because I don't think anyone really has a strong path ahead. I think we could do all the planning, and we could talk about like action stuff, but really at the end of the day, we're gonna have to move by faith, and
Yeah.
having hope is important. Like installing hope, and like because without hope, without faith, people perish. And like the work that we do is about installing love and hope inside people, and we're actually doing work and
Hmm.
stuff and trying to move the needle forward. But the big thing, like we can't do anything if everybody is despondent, if everybody's sad and you don't think anything's going to happen. So having hope and having faith is important. And I
It,
think
it is.
I, and honestly, because I think depending on, it doesn't matter kind of whatever faith background or kind of thing that you believe in. I've heard from several different places, and different people with spiritual backgrounds, or stuff that like you know they feel like things may get a little worse before it gets better, but at the end it's going to get a lot better. And maybe this election is a part of that worse.
Hmm.
So I mean, we're just kind of, I think, like humans, in order for us to evolve, we have to go through pain, and that's just a part of life. So I think in order to make it through that pain, you need faith, and that's all I got.
Najee, listen, you giving real Bishop Ivory, you Bishop Ivory right now, okay? I love it, I love it. Someone put in the comments, can we just put our money together and move to Bali? LOL. Okay,
I'm not
we
bad at it.
I ain't mad at
Bali is a little overcrowded. I've been, honey. That I do not recommend the streets and stuff, but it's beautiful. We could pick one of
Yes,
the other islands
one
though.
of the other
Or
ones.
how about we move back to, let's pick like somewhere in Ghana, Liberia. Let's go over there and take our money over there,
What
because let's take it back
do
to the motherland.
but do the motherland gonna welcome the black gays? Can we be black and queer over there? I just don't know. Where can we go, Jerry? Where
We
can
can
we
go to South
go?
Africa. Gay marriage is legal in South Africa. I love me some
Okay,
Joburg. I could
okay,
live in Joburg. I my
okay.
my boyfriend lived in Joburg. We can move back.
I
You
hear
know.
that. I hear that. Someone said, yes, Bishop Ivory with the praying hands. I love it. I'll just say this. I am a
Mm,
person of faith. I do believe that faith is truly in our DNA, and
yes,
so even
yes.
when we're discouraged, even when we want to say this shit. I mean, damn, how I cut out the F part? Then it still says shit. Sorry, Instagram. Don't cut it. Don't find us. But anyway, um, I do believe that in our DNA we have like this resilient uh
Mm-hmm.
thing that's in us that has been passed
Mm-hmm.
down, I believe, from the beginning of time to us, that like no matter what we go through, that we will make it through. But I do pose the question, and this is where maybe my I need to, my faith need to grow a little bit stronger than a piece of mustard seed. Is that like when I look back through history now, and I'm just gonna go like the last 2, 3, 400 years, and you see what our people have had to endure. You see the sacrifices our people made. You like see what all has come before us to this point. And I am just wondering, like, when do we see the victory without having to be resilient? Now, hear me out.
Mm,
Let me pause. Our theme, because we just put it out, so I can talk about it a little bit more. But our theme for this upcoming year is Roses of Resilience, where we are honoring, our community and just hoping that we're putting in the atmosphere this whole notion of being resilient as a community. And I definitely I believe in resilience. Like the theme came to me over a year, for that to be, what we would need for a time such as this. And I didn't even know that we would even be experiencing what we're experiencing now. But I often think about the fact that like at one point can we like not have to live our life just wondering about how we are resilient through adversity? Like when can we just like be free? When can we just experience freedom without having to rely on resistance every time? I seen somebody put in the comments, um what did Tevin say? I missed it. I can't even hear you, Jerry. I don't know, you went off. I can't hear you.
oh, sorry. Tevin said we struggled enough.
We've struggled. There you go. Thank you, Bishop. We have struggled enough. When is the struggle over? When do we live a
Yeah.
life with peace? Like when do we get to a point where we're not having to like hold picket signs, and we can just live in like we don't the work that we do in a mashup, that we can actually shift it to doing something different. I'm not saying like our purpose will ever die, but when can it be where we just can live in a beautiful world where everything that we have fought for up until now, that we don't have to keep relying on resilience? Do you understand where I'm going with that?
I understand what you're saying. I mean, it's interesting. I was having this conversation with someone today, and I understand what you're saying, but I think a part, and this gonna sound real like esoteric, very like big picture type of thing. I'm like kind of a little different with the way I see the world.
Hmm.
But I think a part of the human experience that we live in like today is a part, like a lot of it about us being like living is about learning to love and deal with other humans, and learning and like growing. I think a part of this human experience is growing and like struggling with, life. And I think we will always have to struggle and grow with something. I think that is just the process of life. I think that is what God put us here to do, is to learn and to grow and to struggle with what it means to be human, to struggle with what it means to love. one another. And I think, yes, we as a minority, as a people, have really struggled and had to be resilient through a whole lot. But also white people are struggling too in the different ways. Like they suffer from white from white supremacy in different ways. They suffer from the capitalistic economy in some different ways. And I don't think like they really realize they've been told a lie and don't really understand how they do it. But so like you know, and I think I know what you're like everybody say like if we as black people, it would be nice for us to like not be in this space of like collective struggle
Mhm.
anymore, which I hope we will someday get to. But man, like even like when you really think about it, I mean, we barely 100 years away from like slavery, like and we were enslaved for like 400 years. So we still got. I think the road to freedom is long. You know.
I just wonder, for the super spiritual people. I feel like I need to see more Tevin comments. If he's saying some, put him on the screen. But
Oh,
I
he got this one is really good.
okay.
I
What did he
like this
say?
comment.
We need to redefine faith. Black folk are in need of a new theology of liberation. Come on, come on. We need redefine it. What does it mean to be free now? What does freedom mean? Redefined
Yes.
in today's society. Because truth be told, and if we're being very honest, I think a lot of us are just tired. We're tired.
Yeah.
We're tired. And yes, we know that we're going to persist forward. Yes, we know that we're going to come together and we're not going to give up. We're not gonna give up. Mash is gonna keep going. I know many others are gonna keep going. We're not gonna sit home and be idle during this time, but we also are tired. You know,
It's okay to be
if
tired.
if we could take a month off, maybe even two, I would be like, y'all, I'll see y'all in 2 months, and y'all figure it out, and then Masha will be back. But I know that we can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And so that's also frustrating. But I am praying. I am hoping. I am praying and hoping that you know if God is in control, which I believe God is, or however you see God or envision God or whatever that means to you, I believe we're gonna be okay. I believe we're gonna be okay. I'm looking forward to God speaking to us more about what that looks like, because if it's on Meet I want to shit up so bad. I want to scream. I want to go off, and y'all gonna fire me and be like, "Right, you don't went too far." But I want to be real radical. I mean, and maybe we can be radical.
I think we
But
have to be. We gotta
yes.
be. I think we have to be, but we also have to be. I think we have to be radical, and then I also think it's important for us to cultivate and find peace for ourselves, because I mean, the world is always going to be on fire someplace. Child, it's always something going on, and I can't. I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like I can't live in that. I I think about all of the people who came before me, my ancestors who were slaves, and I'm grateful for the piece of freedom that I have. And I
Hmm.
know I have to, I feel like it's my responsibility to live in that freedom as much as I can and to like cultivate peace around me. And I don't care who's in office. I'm
Hmm.
not gonna be struggling. I ain't gonna be stressed out for none of these motherfuckers.
Okay.
Sorry, language. But um, and Emily, I mean, if I feel like, if you're gonna be around me, if we're gonna be together in community, we're gonna have peace where I'm at. And we're gonna do what we can to bring peace to other people.
Hmm.
But I'm not living in this stress.
I know that's right. Well, listen, we have made it. Mashup was in existence. Um, when that man was president before, we need each other now more than ever. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We have made it through different administrations, and we continue to be strong and we continue to press forward, and that's exactly what we're going to do. I am looking forward. If you did not see, we launched our mashup weekend advertisement, which is going to be
Yeah.
February the 21st to the 23rd. For those who do
Yes.
not know, MashUp was founded February 20th, 2017, and so in February we will be celebrating 8 years of being in existence. Okay, 8 years of fighting for our people and doing the work of the Lord. Okay, and when we come together, we're going to come together even stronger than before. Um, can I just go ahead and get into it? February 21st, we're gonna have what we call the Give Me Some Throat karaoke competition. So everybody in Nashville who can sing real good, we're gonna want you to come on out, and we're gonna have a good friendly competition of karaoke. The 22nd, we are going to have what we call the Mashup Family Reunion. We want to bring everybody together. Now, this is going to be a beautiful community day. We're going to come together and we're going to literally show the world that we are unified more than ever. And of course, on that Sunday, we're going to bring back what you normally do in November, but now it's going to be a part of Mashup Weekend in February during our Founders Weekend. The Giving Out Loud Brunch. This is the third one that we've done. We are so excited about it, and it's gonna be a beautiful weekend. And I'm just want to put my focus there, Jerry, because I know that there we are going to literally show Nashville, show Tennessee, and show the world that we will not quit. We will not stop, regardless of what y'all throw at us, regardless of how tired we get, regardless of how frustrated we get. Baby, we're not gonna quit. Okay, and if we don't see the victory that I hope that we will see here, I know that we getting our points for the after. Okay, and so
Okay.
anyway, we building for our kids and our grandkids and your kids and your grandkids. We are building for our future, and so I can sleep well at night knowing that we've done our part. And that's
Yes. So, I think I figured out how to show like a little bit of our website. So if y'all
come
haven't been to our
on,
website, um, baby got a new wig, honey.
come
You know,
on.
so you can find out more about Mashup Weekend by going to www.mashupnation.org. And if you go, well, let me go back to the home page, honey. So we go to the home page, you see
Damn,
there, learn more about Mashup
damn.
Weekend 2025,
Come
honey.
on.
And you can
Shout out
go,
to our marketing person Taylor for doing these beautiful graphics.
yes. Thank you, Taylor. This is cute.
Okay.
And then you can find out more about the whole lineup of events. We are now accepting vendors and sponsors. So you guys go check it out, learn about stuff, and be on the lookout because tickets will be coming soon and you want to be there.
Come
It's gonna
on.
be a beautiful event. It's gonna be
Don't
a
miss
beautiful
it.
event.
Don't miss it, period. Well, listen, I think that we have our mandate for the path forward, and I feel good about it. I'm gonna try not to be pessimistic. I'm usually the optimistic person. But so Bishop Ivory, I just need you to help me through this time, okay? All right. Let me get some more wine. All right.
Oh, this is why we need community because I may not be the optimistic person next week. I
Hello.
need maybe walk around here talking about burn this shit all down. Everybody fucked up. Like
Trying to
over talking about where.
And then I be the one. Then I be the one to be like, Jerry, it's gonna be okay. Then I start on the scripture. So I'm just glad we can bounce off of each other. Amen. Praise the
Yes, yes, praise the Lord. Let's put on some next week. I may, I don't know when I get upset. My thing is I roll me a blunt, put on some gospel
Lord.
music. It kind of gets me back where I need to be.
My Lord today, my Lord today. Well, listen, what
Judge your mama.
hey, roll all the blunts you can, because I heard Trump gonna put all the drug dealers and stuff in the prisons and they put electrocute them or something. So, enjoy it while
Girl,
you can. Let me
girl.
stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. Okay. Praise the Lord. Y'all have a great one. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love y'all so much. And just let y'all know we are here for you. No, serious, real talk. If you are
Yes,
someone who
yes,
needs any support, mental health support, whatever, please reach out to us. We are here for you. We if we can't do it, then we have resources that we can connect you to. We are here for you. And that's all I got.
yes. And there's plenty of resources. Please make sure you find community someplace.
Please.
Go and talk to someone. Make sure that you are. I mean, we are all going through a rough time. The economy is bad. We understand, but it's more important now that we have community. You do not have to be by yourself. You don't have to be alone by yourself. It is important for us to be together and to love on each other and support each other this time. You're always welcome to come to MashUp events. We have like our space. You can reach out to us through social media. You could like hit us up like on WhatsApp or text us. Our phone number is online. You can hit us up. Also, the Music City Prep and Byron do like a men's group every Thursday.
Every Thursday,
Um,
yes,
and it's a great space just to go and release and find community there.
yes,
If you need more information on that, please hit us up. We're happy to direct you towards that. Healing in the Margins does a lot of beautiful work. They have a Black Therapy Fund. You can go there if you're a minority and get free therapy. Also, the Black Mental Health Village does stuff, especially for community workers. There's a lot of spaces and a lot of resources that they do, no matter how you identify. So there's spaces, there's resources. If you all need help, please hit us up. We're happy to connect you if we can't help you ourselves, if we don't have something in particular that meets your need. We're happy to connect you with whoever and wherever we can find it. So please, you all do not have to suffer or be feel alone in silence. Even if you need, you just be like, hey, bro, like I don't know how to pay my groceries this week. Let me hit up Dwayne. I'll find somebody with a gift card for you,
okay,
child. We'll
okay,
we'll figure something out because we're community and this is what we're here for, to help share resources and to help each other survive because it's a little hard out here. Okay,
yeah,
none of us make it by ourselves.
yes.
So
Well, all
we love
right.
y'all.
Well, I love this conversation, Jerry. Thank you so much for bringing that good spirit of Bishop with you tonight. And yeah, we love y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Join us on a journey of self-discovery, growth, and empowerment. Don't wait. Seize the opportunity to transform your life today with the Mindful Mashup Transformation Cohort Program. Enroll now at www.mashupnation.org/transformation.